Hi everybody, it's Butterfly Kayla here. We're going to do another video tutorial. We're going to do it for my Love Me set. We're going to do one for the signature, the avatar, and the tag. But let's start out with the signature, which is right here. Okay, what we're going to need for this is any version of PSP and Animation Shop, a tube of choice. I used a tube by Lady Mishka, which you can purchase her tubes at PSP Tubes Emporium. A texture of choice. I'm using one from Vic's PSP. Fonts of choice. I used Impact and Carpenter ICG. Plugins. Mirror Meister copies. iCandy 4000, which is optional. The animation and the template that I have supplied. Once you're ready and you have your PSP open, make sure to open your tube of choice and also the template that I have supplied. We're going to copy that template. Make sure you close the original and just delete the copyright layer. Okay, we want to open the texture you're going to use. I used Vic's Texture 6 from her Pack 1. We want to go back to there. We want to create a new layer. And you can name it if you want. I usually don't. Go to the wave layer, select all, float and defloat. Go back to your texture, copy it, edit and paste into selection. Then it's going to make sure you have your texture layer selected and then paste into selection. Sorry about that. Then it's going to look something like that. You can go ahead and deselect. It's going to have some black edges, but that's okay because we're not going to have the black wave layer open when we're done. Okay, we can close off the wave layer now. And then what you want to do is take your text tool and your text of choice. I used Pixelette 8. And you want to type in Love Me Tender, Love Me Sweet. The color I'm using is SE75B2. Once you've got that typed in once, just like that, doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter how, go ahead and rasterize that layer. Go to your effects and go to plugins, Mirror Meister, copies. From the drop-down menu, I choose tiling. And the only thing I change is the tile gap right here, and I just change it to 1. And click OK. Then you're going to have this big blur of words. You want to select the wave again. Go back up to that layer, invert it, and hit the delete key on your keyboard. And it should look something like this. Go ahead and deselect. If you want to rename that, just put Pixel Text. The next step is adding our tubes. So I added 4 different on mine. So you just select your tube and paste it. Place her where you would like. And I placed her a little to the edge. Duplicate, image, and mirror. You can move her around or however you would like. Alright, now on every layer that you do this, where you place it, and like I said, I placed her 4 times, so I'm going to place her 4 times and you can just watch. You want to select your wave layer. You want to go to that tube and you want to invert, and this is just going to get rid of the rest of the tube that we don't want to use. Okay, and you want to do that each time for each tube. Okay, I'm going to finish adding my tubes, just kind of placing them where I want, and then we'll go through and we'll add the effects to them. I just kind of left the center open so we can place our close-up of our tube there. Okay, so mine looks something like this. And we're going to work our way left. So each tube we're going to work with. We're going to start with this one on the left, and we can close off the other ones for now. You want to duplicate. What I did was adjust, blur, the Gaussian blur, and I do it at 3. On the bottom layer, we want to, check here, change the luminescence, change it to luminescence legacy, and we want to change it down to 37%. On the top layer that we created, the blur layer, you want to change it to screen and leave it at 100%. It's going to look something like that, and you can play with the numbers. It's a preference thing. Alright, on our next tube here, we want to duplicate the tube again, adjust, blur, the Gaussian blur, 3, go to your bottom layer, change it to luminance legacy to about 43%, change your top layer to screen at about 26%. It's going to look like that. On our next body shot right over here, we're going to duplicate it again. Well, before we duplicate it, we're going to select the layer, float, and defloat. It's going to look something like that. Go down to your pixel text layer and just hit delete. And that's just going to erase it from behind there just to give it a little bit of a different effect. So go back up to your body shot, duplicate, adjust, blur, the Gaussian blur at 3. Go to your original body shot, change it to luminance legacy, and you're going to change it to about 47%. Change your top layer to screen at 56%.